somehow, by transforming, by becoming more agentic, by harboring independent processes in your body and in your mind. You are drawing away from him. You are drifting away from under him and from his control. This divergence creates in him extreme insecurity, and anxiety is likely to tell you that he feels that you had changed. He feels unsafe. He's humiliated at his own exposed dependence on you and helplessness without you. And so in an attempt to rid himself of these negative affects, of these negative emotions, of these turbulent and tumultuous internal havoc that your pregnancy wreaks on him. So in an attempt to get rid of all this, because it's not pleasant, it's dissonant, it's something which generates in him anxiety, so to rid himself of all these, and to cope somehow with the attendant frustration, he aggressively devalues you, and then he dumps you unceremoniously, pregnant as you are. Now, he may dump you only emotionally. He becomes absent, cold, detached, or he might definitely pack up his things and walk away with it.
So, in a recent town hall meeting, Maddie basically let slip that he's going to dump his young wife in a crab pot and disappear her. Then he looked annoyed that the cat was out of the bag. Anyway, this mechanism Vaknin is describing basically makes sense of the revolting comments he's been making about his heavily pregnant young wife, Mattie. I've got a really shitty old cheap phone and I'm aged out, so I'll probably run out of memory, but basically watch his micro expressions. I can't really do good editing yet because I haven't got memory for it all, but maybe go find this town hall video 2 months ago when they're wearing these clothes and watch his micro expressions. Their friend is going to come, well, she's reckless, so she chose this numpty instead of the leader of the alpaca shearing team. So the leader of the alpaca shearing team, Adam, is going to come build their house because Numpty with the chainsaw can't manage anything complicated and wouldn't learn measuring off his young wife. Instead has made her a coarse catchphrase, sort of idiot out of her. His twin. Anyway, watch how he doesn't like being quizzed about Adam and how much work has to be done. So he gives micro expressions of derision so she's uncomfortable talking about the pregnancy. Then he commands her to show the pregnancy. Then hopefully we'll have room to show what the fuck he says about her. Not, here's my nubile, fecund goddess in the homestead dreaming.
Soon, a few days.
Yes,
We'll be here next week.
Yeah, we're really excited for Adam to get here. We've got lots of plans for the house. And as you guys know, I'm in the 6 months of pregnancy, 27 weeks, I think as of yesterday or today. So, that means like 13 weeks or so if little Bubby comes full term, which is like 40 weeks. Anyway, lots of work to be done. And the timeline is like...
Can we give him a look at the bump?
Oh.
Give him a little bump shake.
A little bump shake. Who wants to see the bump? If you guys haven't seen the latest video,
A bump shake?
I'll just tell you right now, we're having a baby boy. Yep, we're having a boy.
And we know the name.
Yes, we know the name. We're not going to share it. My grandma said, don't share the name, because everyone and their mother has an opinion, and that's very true. So
We're literally in a minute going to see him shake
quite
quite firmly
right now.
his
We will
unborn
eventually,
baby.
I'm sure. But
It's not cooler.
No, it's not cooler. I know for all you cooler.
It's going to have a
fans,
snap
it's not
neck
cooler.
before it's a week old.
That's right. We'll just go girl for a minute. So you can't tell right here, but I'll put the sucker up. Look at that belly.
Look at that thing.
Look at that thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, so round.
So around.
Pretty insane. Huh?
Oh, God. Look at that thing. I call her Randy all the time.
I know.
I call her Randy.
Up and, yeah.
From South Park.
Randy from Trailer Park Boys.
Yes, put your shirt down, Randy. Lord.
You told me to do
Well,
it.
just a quick glimpse. Not hanging out of that. Trailer Park Girl. Oh.
Oh my gosh, you're so ridiculous.
Trailer Park Girl. Randy, the pregnant wife, she's waving it in his face, she's waving it all around. Listen, she's still got a shred of incredulity in her laugh and says he's ridiculous. Holy mother of fuck. She falls over in the snow in a slippery sauna trailer. He says he's going to build a crib for the baby, which he never does. He's just a gunner. And so, anyway, we'll just see if we've come to the end of what Vaknin's banging on about.
A much younger and much less pregnant version of you. Most narcissists would opt for absenteeism, detachment, withdrawal, and avoidance in line with their insecure attachment styles.
So, a few town hall sick meetings ago, Maddie told us all, as soon as the baby's born, he's going to go off building what we call cubby houses or Wendy houses or forts. Him and the dog and the chainsaw, as if he was single again and needing to be star of his own show. So she could have postnatal depression on her own in the island, or postnatal psychosis. For all we know, she's a prime candidate. And he won't be there helping, surely. It's probably just as well he won't be there at all, he promised us. He's going to be off doing more solo filming. Anyway.
The narcissist typically would protest his victimhood, claiming to have been neglected and ignored by you. You're not the same, he would tell you. You don't pay me attention. You don't care about me anymore. It's only your pregnancy. It's only this unborn child. You're focused on him or her only. You have forgotten me. You had abandoned me, in effect. I'm no longer in your thoughts. I'm no longer the main focus of your attentions and compassion and caring and affection. The narcissist cannot control the processes and emotions unfolding in your body and your mind. These are way out of his remit. The merger and the fusion and the symbiosis between you and the narcissist break down the minute a third party enters the picture. It's a form of triangulation. The narcissist experiences this as cheating on him, betrayal, triangulating on him with a third party. Your partner's, the narcissist partner's body and mind conspire against him in the process of pregnancy and conspire against him with another person about to be born. The narcissist anticipates and catastrophizes the childbirth. He realizes that the newborn baby is likely to consume even more of your resources, more of your presence than a fetus or an embryo. A narcissist
He was already jealous of her talking to the dog.
Compete with you.
He's going to be so jealous of the little baby.
He cannot get pregnant. He cannot give childbirth. You are creating life. It's an act of creation and a creative act, and he cannot outdo you in any way. He feels inferior. He feels that mysteriously and oddly and weirdly you have become much more potent, much more powerful than him, because you are creating life. You're godlike. Hitherto, he had been godlike. Now you are godlike. And this comparative inferiority constitutes a protracted narcissistic injury, best avoided. You become a source of frustration, and he aggresses against you, or he avoids you altogether. Narcissism is a fantasy defense, gone awry. Even the DSM says this. There are two types of narcissistic fantasies. There's grandeur, money, sex, power, access, or adulation.
Skote
one type of narcissistic fantasy.
Jonestown, anyone?
And then there's the shared narcissistic fantasy. Fantasy of perfect love with a soulmate. You are embedded firmly in the second type of fantasy, in the shared fantasy. The narcissist is far more prone to engage in the latter, in a shared fantasy, when he is in the throes of the former, of a grandiose fantasy. In other words, and when the narcissist is successful, when he is able to obtain narcissistic supply, when he is realizing his goals and moving forward, and he feels much more confident. He feels his sense of self-worth is stabilized, and so he can now embark on a shared fantasy. The narcissist is also far more psychopathic when he is mired in the grandiose fantasy. So he is likely to objectify you much more. The demise of either fantasy, grandiose or the shared, leads to the ultimate unraveling of the other fantasy.
So he had his little bit of Northwoods and solo canoeing and burning his cabin down because he built it in the wrong place, after telling us he only had one condition, and that was to build it in the correct spot and that it be mobile. That's why he had to burn it down, because he failed to follow the rules, which he was well aware of.
So when he fails in his grandiose fantasy, your shared fantasy is in trouble. And when he fails in the shared fantasy, it makes it difficult for him to obtain supply. But the grandeur fantasy, the grandiose fantasy, is more resilient and takes longer to fall.
So that's right. He's going to do his Northwood solo survival stuff, paddling around in a canoe he built that fell apart, wasn't it? Did he kill some people, or no, that's hearsay. I know the company got taken to court and disbanded, didn't it? Anyway, he and his close neighbours built their cabins in the wrong spot. He was never on his own in that cabin. Then he had Kelly, and he just sort of had her on hold. And she was, as she said herself, conditioned by her father to put up with Maddie. Oh yeah, let's find that.
Super sick. Anyway, we'll have to show you that one time.
Oh yeah, Forest Cat, we broke up, girl. I lost my mind over